Hey, this is Notser, and we're in the Tier 10 Premium Soviet Cruiser, Stalingrad, on the map Trap. This is variant 1 of 2. For anyone who's not familiar, right now testing includes 2 versions. One version, AP Cruiser Accuracy, 25mm bow and stern. Variant 2 is Battleship Accuracy, HEAP, and it has 32mm bow and stern. So, Variant 1 is a cruiser. It's classified as a cruiser. It plays like a cruiser. Variant 2 is a battleship that's called a cruiser, and it plays just like a battleship. So, yeah, I personally prefer this version, and hopefully you do too. You'll see how devastating it can be. So, we're moving over towards Sea Point, get a nice little broadside citadel, enemy Zhao, and I'm going to retreat. There's a couple enemy ships. I don't need to get close. I don't have the armor to get close. I have to rely on the range and the accuracy, which is absolutely there. Ooh, so devastating. Just like that. The shell gets out there really quick. It's really accurate. It's really devastating. We've already done 44,000 damage. I mean, just in a blink of an eye, you take out the target. I don't know if this is too much, but it's really fun to control. So, pulling back, because I am taking fire, I really just want to stay outside of the enemy's effective range, and I will always be more accurate. The gun will always get there quicker. See the enemy Shimakaze, kind of slow, so I'm going to fire on him. Don't know if I'll actually hit him. And honestly, if I do hit him, it'll probably overpen for... Actually, that's not bad at all. Wow, 5 shells made contact? Was that 5 or 3? Too many shells made contact. That's insane. The gun accuracy on version 1, I don't know that there's ever been a more accurate ship in the game. I'm trying to think between all of the ships. It's incredible over the distance. Yeah, sure, 10 kilometers, there's probably something more accurate, but this is near maximum gun range, and I'm hitting targets left and right. The shells are absolutely getting over to the top. Okay, let's not jinx it. Good job, Notser. Got another target. Enemy Montana, perfectly broadside. I think he's ready and willing to take some citadels. So, sent it out quickly. Don't need to give a lot of lead because it is a Soviet cruiser. Really? I only did 920 health to this guy? Really? That's all I did damage-wise? Huh? Come on, just find the citadel. He's broadside. He absolutely should take this damage so easily. Yeah, there we go. It's absolutely devastating. You cannot outrange the guns. It will be a ship. If this version goes in, it's going to be absolutely devastating over range. So, I don't think it's going to go in this way. I think it'll be slightly adjusted. In fact, I don't even think this variant's going to make it. I think Wargaming's in love with the idea that it's a battleship. And Shimakaze. Oh, well, Shima's having a tough time. And we want him to continue to have a tough time. So far, so good. The only bad thing about the way the game's going, we have a very weird capture situation. They have B point. We have A and C. Clearly, we can't support anyone trying to protect A. The only thing I could hope to do is engage the targets that are trying to attack C point, because it does look like the enemy has chosen a BC strat. And oh, Des Moines, you are showing far too much broadside to this Soviet cruiser, and he looks like he's backing up, actually. So I lead him in reverse. I think he's backing up. I could be completely blind. I think he's actually going the right direction. Either way, we hit him. We do a little bit of damage. Already 76,000 at this point. We've got a 3-ship advantage. We've got everything on our side, right? Yeah. I wouldn't be sharing this if it was a complete stomp. It's not going to be a stomp, unfortunately. And in my pursuit of perfection, I think I'm moving forward a little too fast. I don't need to go this far forward, but I was trying to keep up with my flank. You notice all the teammates here. They're really not going to focus me down. They're going to focus on someone else, right? right? That's what's going to happen. We're just going to just devastate them, and then they get a couple kills. Oh no, oh, we got to be careful. Don't want to over pursue. Want to try and keep most of the enemy behind an island. The Cyclone has arrived, and that is going to be an issue. Of course, I do have radar, though. And that's one thing that I will say. It's really hard to justify getting in range to use your radar. You've got to cover probably 2 or 3 kilometers being detected out in the open. Unless, of course, you are someone who's fortunate to have an island chain that protects you the entire time. But when you're moving forward, it's a risk. Why would I move forward if I'm, incredibly accurate over distance? You wouldn't. So the radar system kind of works against it. Of course, I'm not going to complain. Having that skill is nice. It's useful. But I don't feel like it aligns very well with the playstyle of the ship. So as I'm gaining distance from the enemy and I'm trying to get into, optimal engagement range for me and not the enemy. Of course, Des Moines has no hope of hitting me. We're going to try and hit him. Lead him in the direction he's headed. Do a little bit of damage here. 1 ricochets, which is unfortunate. But we do get a penetration shot. The Cyclone is continuing to move in. And here's where it all goes downhill. Cyclone, Cyclone, Cyclone. I choose to use my radar. And the reason being, we were not successful in capturing B. B was contested. I interpret that as an enemy is there, and clearly he is. And he's trying to escape, and oh, that accuracy. Yeah. That is equivalent battleship level of AP, sticking in the ship and just devastating the enemy DD. Unfortunately, since I have a Soviet radar, as soon as I see him, it's off. And now I have to operate with very little information on what the enemy is doing. We are going to capture this base, and we really just need to make the enemy come to us. But it's not going to be all happy. We're going to have huge mistakes. And just shake my head, because it's like, okay guys, we've got 3 bases. They've got nothing. We don't need to do anything. We just need to engage them as they're pushing forward, trying to capture bases, right? That's all we have to do. That's literally all we have to do, Notser. That's all we have to do, right? So I'm going to move forward, and I'm going to try and set up on the corner of this island, engaging targets 1 by 1, attempting to stop their pursuit towards C Point. Clearly, I can do tons of damage. You've seen me do tons of damage over distance. Let's see how it works in close proximity to the enemy. And I'm like, where am I blind as a bat? Yes, I am blind as a bat. But Hinden's there, able to citadel him for a cool 20,000. No big deal. Just confirm where all the enemy is. Okay. I'm not going after you, Bismarck. Thank you very much. We're going to finish the Hinden off. Still alive, and I am taking a ton of damage between the Bismarck and the Hinden, and I'm just trying to make sure I have the Hindenburg selected. I do, so wasted salvo, friendly takes him out. Unfortunate miscommunication. If I could have used that salvo on the enemy Bismarck, it would have been great. I do have my radar, and holy crap, there's a lot of enemies here. So I figure I'm probably dead. I probably overextended just a touch, and there's an enemy that pushed forward. I was able to get a little bit of damage off on the DD. I felt like the DD was the primary threat. Destroyers are just, they're so devastating, and I gotta focus them down, because not everyone treats them with the same sort of respect. But this is not looking good. The enemy's pushing forward, right? We have a 3 base to 0 lead, but we've got teammates that are unhealthy, and they're probably going to make mistakes. Spoiler alert, they're going to make mistakes. And hopefully we can take 1 for 1 at this point. Friendly Yamato is taking a ton of damage from the Bismarck. A ton of damage. And all we have to do is focus on the targets that we can engage. Yamato chooses to pull back to use the protection of the Cyclone. The enemy ship, I'm going to assume the Des Moines, is pushing forward behind the island, directly behind the island, and he wants to engage and use that island as a protective barrier. Yeah, of course. He takes out a friendly Shima that was super low. Friendly Minotaur is moving forward, and Hinden showing a broadside. We know this is going to overpin. Of course. Enemy Shimakaze, half a second sooner. Probably could have fired at him directly and done a ton of damage, but clearly he can't. He's on fire. He's definitely flooding. And he has 4 enemy ships in front of him. He's dead. Absolutely. And he still continues to fire at the cruiser. You're going to overpin. If you're going to overpin a DD and kill him. I know you want that Citadel, you want that 20,000. It's not going to happen, though. Yamato always overpins. And Minotaur, what the hell are you doing? He's moving forward out of smoke, openly firing on a Republic. Mini ships are out in the open. Friendly's definitely going to die. Oh, gosh. Devastating, damaging shot from enemy Republic. And enemy Republic, get the Tashkent! Get the Tashkent! Fire on the Tashkent! Fire on the Shima! Fire on the Tashkent! What is he doing? What? Okay, good job. Good play, Yugumo. He's able to fire on the Tashkent, take him out. But the Tashkent should have died to the Minotaur. Really? You're not going to fire at a low-health DD in a light cruiser? You need to turn your light cruiser card in because you're missing the point. The point is to kill DDs. And not one, but both of them showed up. And in full retreat, teammates are trying to survive. The enemy is doing such a great job sticking together, though. They are going one by one into my team, who we're disjointed. We've lost the flank. We're pulling back. Everything's going into just absolute worst mode. And I don't know if we can win this. Everyone needs to retreat, and it looks like they are. But we know the Alabama's going to be chased down. We know he's going to be seen by the enemy. Alabama's trying to engage as best as he can, but it's not going to work. Of course, he's too slow. He's just going to get killed. And it's going to be over. So we've got the Hinden detected. He's doing good damage. He could get torpedoes off, but I think the Alabama's just going to continue to retreat. And Alabama is just... Oof. I think he's nervous. And I would be nervous too. 4 enemy ships show up all at once. Friendly Moskva takes out the enemy DD. Good, good, good. That's really what we needed. We needed more focus on DDs. The DDs have allowed their team to do so many things between the smoke and spotting and all that stuff, and there's no way Friendly Moskva is going to live. He's going to die. And he's trying to survive. We've got 959 points, 962 now, but we're going to lose the Alabama, and we're going to lose the Friendly Moskva. It's on the Friendly DD to just run and hide. And I don't even know if that's going to be enough, because there's about 3 minutes left in this game. 3.5 even. Friendly Alabama's dead. Friendly Moskva, he's going to die any second now. He's dead. They're going to capture B point. Friendly DD is attempting to get a lucky strike, and we know that's not going to happen. And all the enemy team has to do is capture B and go for A. There's so much time left on the clock. They could hunt the DD, but they don't have any DDs alive. That was a critically important decision by multiple teammates to get the DDs out of the game. That last little shot on the Shima, if the Shima just stayed hidden, the Shima could have used his body, along with a friendly, to go scouting. But he's dead. So the friendly DD will always be able to see the enemy before they can even remotely respond. It's a huge advantage, And it looks like the friendly is attempting a fairly successful strike, but Hinden either has hydroacoustic up, I think he has hydroacoustic up, and he's going to react. Although it's going to slow down his progress towards A point. And I don't know, we've got 2 minutes and 30 seconds. We've got about a 150-point lead. And yeah, the torpedo's just out of range. I was pushing it, but I think we knew. And he's going to go directly towards A point. So, about 2 minutes left. We're definitely not going to get to the coveted 1,000 points. So the enemy's going to have plenty of time to gain more points. But I don't know. It's going to be close. It looks like the enemy team has decided we're going to hunt the DD. And funny enough, I don't really think they know where he is. He was last spotted firing on the Tashkent. And he's basically exactly where he was last spotted. But it didn't look like the enemy team read it correctly. It looks like the enemy team is maybe not sending enough. And careful, friendly DD. They love to ambush you behind islands. You don't want to get too close. The best way to approach an island, especially when you know you have an advantage, make sure you are safely concealed. Use your concealment ring and use that as a guide to approach an island. Give plenty of distance, so even if there was an enemy ready to ambush right on the other side of that island, you would still be concealed. That's just one thing that you can do to protect yourself. We know that there's someone over by C point. We know someone started capturing A. But I don't know. I don't know if it's enough. We're not gaining any more points, so 957 is going to have to win the game. And friendly is able to spot out the enemy ship. But I don't think he's going to actually hit with his torpedoes. Yeah, Republic. I don't think he's going to hit with his torpedoes. And surely the Republic is going to report to his team, I'm spotted. And that's one thing that kind of worked in our favor. If someone is spotted, yep, there you go. See, there's an enemy ship that went through the gap on that island. He was ready. He was trying to get in a position. I don't know what the enemy team's been doing. They've been wasting a lot of time, and it's just not going to be enough. The little bit of torpedo there, the stalling from the Yugamo, they did a great job, and we won this game. Just barely. That was incredibly close. If the enemy team would have sent 2 ships to capture A, and Hinden wouldn't have stopped for the torpedoes, maybe they win the game. As it stands, we won the game. Hope you enjoyed seeing the Stalingrad version 1. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I'll catch you next time. And yeah, the Stalingrad's pretty awesome. Probably too awesome.